Alright, this guy here is the stereo version of the mono amp that I made in my last video. And pretty much how to do that is just make a second circuit and just add another speaker. It's that simple. The way I have it here is probably not the best practical use for making a stereo circuit, because obviously I've got my two channels right next to each other, but it just gives my mind a little ease that for whatever reason it seems to me like the sound is clearer, but I've put a little more practicality in it because I have it so if I wanted to, then I can hook up a different set of speakers, which I plan to do in series with these right here. So let's say if I wanted to hook up some larger speakers on opposite sides of a room, then I would just run those into the terminal here and just series each speaker with each of these speakers, and these would effectively be somewhat of like a center, and then I want to have my left and right. But doing so, I wouldn't have to do that. I could parallel them also, but it would draw less energy that way. But this guy right here, I just got being powered by my cell phone charger. So this is not running off a battery. Were I to run it off a battery, which I'm still going to do, I just need to get, I'm going to run it off of a couple laptop battery cells, like these guys here. But the best voltage that this circuit wants to work at is around 5 volts. So at any rate, if when I do use the battery, I'm basically just going to have it mono with each of these speakers in series. So that is effectively bring my draw down to about 60 milliamps, something like that, at about 6 volts. So also putting out about the same sound. So that's one thing that I plan on doing. But at any rate, it works great off of the adapter. The only downside there is you also are introducing a little noise. Possibility of more noise, but this circuit doesn't seem to have too many problems with that, unless you're dealing with maybe an outlet that's not grounded properly. Then you're going to get a little feedback. But as long as you have a properly grounded outlet and you're not really close to anything else that's going to have a lot of kickback, voltage spikes, whatever, then you're pretty much good. See, put it on. It's got really good quality sound for the circuit, and it gets very loud. And right now it's got let's see, once again it's about halfway turned halfway up, and the song playing is low volume also. But downside of the circuit, you can hear when I touch the metal case of my MP3 player, you hear all the feedback. But otherwise, I don't really hear anything. Pause that. I can hear slight feedback, the same as I would hear if I had some good quality store-bought speakers turned up at high volume. But of course, I can turn that down by decreasing the circuit draw. But at any rate, also this pot I have here is horrible. It's 50K. It needs to be more like 500 ohms to a K. But that's all I had at the time. Play the song again.
When the
It's really loud. But it gets the best sound when I have the preamp cut down about halfway. When I say preamp, I mean this MP3 player. And then from there, when you get your volume from the preamp at a good level, from there you can fine tune it by decreasing draw. And now I hear absolutely no humming from the circuit. I still get sound. But anyway, very simple. I just felt like I wanted to share that. It's so simple. It's the same circuit. Once again, I have two N4401s in a Darlington arrangement, and I also have a tip 31. So basically what I have is I've got two small silicon NPNs and an additional larger silicon NPN, the tip 31, all three there in a Darlington arrangement. And that forms basically one single transistor, technically speaking. And then I've got two 100K ohm resistors. That's it. Same circuit as the last, as I used in my last video for the mono. And you basically have to create one for each channel. It's that simple. You have your left and your right channel coming out of the audio jack. You can see this is a stereo because I have a ground and a left and a right channel. And basically just need to create a circuit to accommodate each channel. It's that simple. And then you've got your ground tied together, and then one circuit goes to your left, the other goes to your right, with your respective speakers in series with the circuit. So that's all that is, and it's obviously going to consume more current. But the only variation I have in the way I built this compared to the actual circuit I got from SciToys.com is that I have a capacitor in series with my left and right signals going to the base of each transistor circuit. It's that simple. I'm running it from 5 to 6 volts, and I'm using the old computer speakers. But yeah, once again, so simple. The cost for me to make this was probably about $4, considering I had to buy the transistors from Radio Shack. But other than that, everything was free. So it's a pretty awesome discovery for me that I could build a fairly good quality amplifier that I can plug a phone or MP3 player into or what have you. And if necessary, it can power larger speakers as well, not huge ones, but larger ones. And you can actually, with just this super simple setup, can get a very basic sound system in a room where you have a left channel all the way on the left side and the right all the way on the right and what have you. But it's pretty awesome to me.